Welcome back to Politically Animated, folks, where we dissect the wild, the wacky, and the downright "are you serious right now" moments of our political theater. Today, we're talking about the latest drama shaking up the DMV. Not your driver's test, but something even more chaotic: Trump's mass deportation plan. Buckle up, people, because this ride's about to get bumpy. So, picture this. Undocumented immigrants in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, are hearing about this mass deportation plan and collectively going, well, looks like I'll be skipping that grocery run. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, wait, does this mean shorter lines at the DMV? Asking for a friend. But jokes aside, Trump's back on his immigration crackdown tour like it's his greatest hits album. It's like he's got a remix of Build That Wall called Round Them Up. Spoiler alert, nobody asked for it.
Our countdown to Inauguration Day continues. We are now just 5 days away, and that means people are picking up their inauguration tickets right now. You're looking at video from earlier today at the Convention Center in downtown D.C. Nearly 250,000 people are expected to attend Monday's inauguration.
And with another Trump administration about to begin, many of our immigrant neighbors wonder if their days are numbered in the U.S. That is because the president-elect has vowed to launch the largest deportation program in the country's history.
Yeah, and tonight our Rafael Sanchez Cruz spoke with an immigration advocacy group here in the DMV about how they are getting ready for what could come next. What are they telling you, Rafa?
Yeah, Lorenzo, Leslie, over the last 2 days, I was in immigrant communities in Maryland and Virginia, whether that's at the corner store or people on the street. They're talking about Trump's immigration policies. The reality is what those policies could look like is still very vague, but it's the unknown that has some people living in fear.
In 2017, Ingrid, an undocumented immigrant in Northern Virginia, says some of her friends were arrested during what many believe was the first wave of ICE detentions under the Trump administration. They said they were going to get people with a criminal record, but unfortunately, there were people that didn't have a record and were still taken. But ICE is a different story, saying at least 683 immigrants were detained during those enforcements in the DMV region, targeting those with criminal charges. Still, for many in the immigrant community, that period was marked by fear and uncertainty, a feeling that Ingrid says has resurfaced with Trump's upcoming return to the White House. Terror. It passes through my mind, my body, everywhere, because sincerely, we don't know what's going to happen.
We've seen an increase in, calls.
Ama Frimpong is a legal director for CASA, the largest immigration advocacy group in the DMV region.
We're seeing reports that there might be raids even as soon as next week.
The Migration Policy Institute estimates that nearly 500,000 undocumented immigrants live in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
We are activating defenders networks so that in the event of a raid, targeted action, whatever it might be, if ICE is present somewhere, we know about it.
CASA says they're providing targeted resources to vulnerable immigrant communities, which include Know Your Rights workshops.
They have these rights regardless of their immigration status, right? And the first one being you have the right to remain silent.
They also emphasize people's rights when it comes to searches and seizures.
Do not let ICE inside your home if they do not have a warrant signed by a judge.
In an interview with the Washington Examiner, Trump's incoming border czar Tom Homan denied that the transition team plans to carry out worksite raids in the D.C. region in the days following the inauguration. But Homan also said sanctuary jurisdictions can expect what he calls collateral arrests. They're walking around with that fear, even to be out in the street. Jose Rafael says he's seen a recent shift among the immigrant community in Alexandria. I don't have that fear because I don't have a criminal record. And Trump said he was going to focus on criminals.
Yeah, I heard that time and time again. People are hoping that those deportations only target criminals. But what Homan has signaled is that if officials find other undocumented immigrants while they're targeting the criminals, they also will be arrested. Leslie?
Yeah, these are some complicated days moving forward for sure, Rafa. Thank you.
Let's talk logistics, shall we? Who's going to enforce this? ICE agents. They're already stretched thinner than gas station coffee. And let's be real, half the people they're targeting are probably delivering their DoorDash orders or mowing their lawns. Imagine deporting your taco guy and then complaining about bad Chipotle. The audacity. And why the DMV specifically? Like, is there a PowerPoint somewhere that says, let's start in the DMV because they love paperwork? Sir, have you been to the DMV? Nobody loves paperwork there. Immigrants are like, I came here to work, not to fill out forms in triplicate. Also, quick side note, if Trump ever actually went to the DMV, he'd probably declare it a disaster zone and try to privatize it. Imagine DMV Express brought to you by Trump Hotels. Luxury license renewal in gold-plated cubicles.
Maryland and Virginia gearing up to welcome in a new administration to Washington. And while Virginia's Republican governor hopes to benefit, Maryland's governor facing questions about a move to hire an outside contractor to deal with the incoming president. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald speaking with Maryland leaders. And Fitz, this comes as the state is facing a budget crisis.
Maria, that's correct. Could be $1 billion gap. And this contract pays a consulting company, Accenture, $190,000 to provide what the Moore administration is calling risk management and scenario planning. That might mean possible legal challenges of the Trump White House down the road. Now, in an email to Fox 5, Governor Moore's spokesman defended the move, saying that hiring outside consultants, he says, is a standard part of any organization and the state needs to prepare for any challenges it might face. But Maryland's House Republican leader telling Fox 5 tonight, with the state facing this popular $1 billion budget gap, there are better uses, he says, for taxpayer dollars.
It gets very hard to go back and tell someone, hey, I can't get you $250,000 to help put a roof on your child care center that you need, that you deserve, because I've been told we don't have the money, but we do have the money to enter into these types of contracts.
It's not just Maryland, though. Across the region, DMV Democrats have been warning that the incoming Trump administration could have a big impact on a number of issues, like the number of federal jobs in this area, immigration enforcement, health care, and policing. Last night, the Democratic Board of Chair Supervisors in Fairfax County warned that the Trump administration, in his words, posed a risk. But Republican Governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin, says Trump will benefit the state.
The immediate economic risk here is significant. And I know there's a lot of people in this county living very concerned right now about the impacts to their lives that have been proposed through this campaign.
We've got a friend in the White House. Let's be serious. The nation stood up strongly and said we want strength back in the White House. We want to secure a border. We want to have international peace through strength.
Now, for her part, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser has requested a meeting with President-elect Trump. Bowser had previously met with Trump during his first term. Spokesperson for the mayor tells Fox 5 tonight they have been in touch with the Trump team, but they do not have a timeline just yet on where or when this meeting will happen. Send it back to you.
Here's the kicker. This plan is like a bad episode of Undercover Boss. You're targeting people who are holding up the economy while pretending it's for the greater good. But hey, why fix the system when you can blame the people navigating it better than you? So, to all my undocumented DMV folks, stay safe, stay vigilant, and maybe invest in some really convincing disguises. I hear those fake mustaches are selling like hotcakes on Amazon. Also, Trump, if you're watching, big if maybe try solving the actual issues instead of turning the country into the world's worst reality show. Just saying. That's all for today, my lovely viewers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Unless ICE is watching, in which case, leave no trace. Stay tuned for more hot takes and even hotter sarcasm. Until next time, stay sane out there.